This is the spices section. We have what is called black shajira or black cumin seeds. Then cardamom pods, about 8 to 9. Cinnamon sticks, 4 inches, which are actually broken down into smaller pieces. Then we have the whole cloves. I see here 30, about 30. And then we have a couple of bay leaves. 1, 2, about 4 to 5 bay leaves. And we have what this is called as the bay flower. You get it in Indian groceries. It gives a good taste. It gives good aroma. It's bay flower. It's also called as the biryani flower or biryani aku in Telugu. Alright, so these are the spices for the entire process. This is the traditional Indian style of making the whole garam masala powder that would go into the marination as well. Right now mom has added some cloves and we are grinding, my mom's grinding whole cloves which we had taken earlier, which I had shown you earlier, about 30 of them. She has kept aside a few and she is grinding a few others. Probably she has kept aside 15 of them or 10 which will be used later, and a few here which is being grounded. Next is the cardamom pods. She's grinding them in the mortar and pestle. This is the Indian way of doing things for the best aroma and the best spicy food that you all crave for. And she's added the cardamom back into the ground cloves. Now it's the cinnamon. Just taking a few, grinding them, making into bits and pieces to the best, and maybe powder. Let's see. And then the cinnamon sticks are being beaten up into pieces, a few ground, maybe a little powdery. That's how you grind them for the best taste. Homemade. The best homemade food. As you can see, cinnamon is being grounded into fine powder. Using this, I would prefer using the mortar and pestle. I would suggest using mortar and pestle for better taste for this special dish called the Mutton Biryani or the Hyderabadi Dhum Biryani. And then you add this back to that same powder mix. And here's how it looks like. Clove, cinnamon, and cardamom ground. We call it the ground masala, which I will show you later how to use it. We need this powder, and we are done with this one for now. And we have some cinnamon sticks and some cloves and cardamom pods left over, which we will use later, and we will get back to that. Chop the coriander leaves, chopped coriander leaves, and grind them a little bit. and make this out of it. Yeah, and this marination, what went into it was about 1.5 teaspoons ginger garlic paste, whole garam masala powder, which is yet to be added, um, ground mint and coriander leaves, which is still yet to be added, 1 teaspoon red chili powder is what went into this, 1/4 teaspoon turmeric powder, salt to taste, and there are other things that would be covered under this marination section. We would come back to this meat that's actually basically cut, cleaned into dice sized, cleaned with turmeric, salt and vinegar, preferably lime earlier, and then all of this garlic paste, ginger garlic paste, salt and turmeric powder and chili powder are the 4 ingredients that went into this meat right now. It's the goat meat basically called mutton, or it could be switched to lamb also, lamb meat. So we are here to add a couple of more items to this. So these are the couple of things I wanted to introduce you to right now. Add yogurt to this marinated mutton, about 3, 4, 5 tablespoons. I mean, basically 250 grams or half a pound of yogurt. It's also called Indian curd. Add that to this mutton mix, and then let's see what's next. Mix it well. It already smells good, and then you add this ground masala powder, which we showed you earlier about how to make it. Add it to this mix. Mix it well. The more time spent in mixing it well, making sure the whole gravy spreads evenly across all the meat, the best taste you would get. Add salt to this, green chilies, and then keep it aside. We're gonna see how we'll use that later. And then we have our milk, whole milk, that we'll be using a little bit later. And now we take this chopped ground coriander leaves, add it to the marinated mutton, which was kept aside with the curd that was marinated some time ago, for about 10 minutes ago. And now we add a little bit of black cumin seeds, which is called black shajira, to this mixture. And we add all the 8 green chilies to this mixture, which are, as I told you earlier, they are cut in the middle, slit in the middle, not cut entirely through and through, and salt added to the chilies. Then we take a cup of milk and add it to this mixture, and see how good it looks. Wait until you see the final outcome. All these spices make up to what's called Indian biryani, that almost is famous all around the world. Everyone craves for it. If you haven't tried it, you should. You should. And then let us know what you think about the taste. So we are mixing this. My mom's mixing this. We are mixing it and keeping it aside. Right, Mom?
Okay.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Can't hear you. Add oil and add some chopped onions into this. Make sure it's golden brown, and we'll get back to this in a minute. Keep frying the onions. Until that it still needs to be fried a bit. It needs to get into the golden brown. It needs to have the golden brown look. Okay, so here we go. Our brown onions, sorry, the yellow onions are fried in this manner, in this pot with all the oil here. And you deep fry it basically. Then you sieve it using this ladle, whatever you call it. It makes you take out the fried onions in a very diligent manner without adding extra oil to your onion. Okay, so here it is. All the brown onion that needs to be used in the biryani. It's going to make a lot of difference to the taste and brings a great aroma to your biryani. It's the mutton biryani. I repeat, the name of the dish is Hyderabadi Dhum Biryani. Okay, so this is the final state that we need, and this looks great. Let's see what's next. So this is it so far for now. So let's take it from here. Next step. Okay, so we have this oil set to low flame, and we have added the brown onions that we had fried earlier, and then we are adding the black cumin seeds, a few, and then we're going back to adding the bay leaves and the bay flower that we showed before, and then we add the cinnamon sticks that were broken earlier and kept aside.
Five cloves.
We are adding 5 cloves here, as my mom says, and any cardamom?
1 cardamom.
1 cardamom pod to this. So we have burning oil heated to low flame, and then we have added a few of the brown onions to that, bay leaves, cumin seeds, a few of the cinnamon sticks, and 1 cardamom pod, and then we are back to adding the brown onions. So remember, we have chopped them and fried them and kept them aside. We are adding the same ones back to this whole stuff, and then we have the whole heat set to low. Next, we are taking the marinated on the mutton and kept aside. Look at it, how nice it looks. It's all juicy, and make sure that the meat is looking in this manner. It smells really good. Watch this meat. It's completely soaked and looks great, and chili and stuff like that. Okay, so we are adding all of that to this mixture into the pan, or into the pot, sorry. Typical Saturday. And so mom's mixing everything. Now this is an aluminum pot that we have, and you could use anything. You could use any pot, preferably aluminum, or any dish. That should be good.
cooker.
So this is basically a cooker. Are you going to pressure cook this whole stuff?
Pressure pan, pressure cooker.
Okay, so I think I'm wrong. I think this is the pressure cooker, and probably because we are going to pressure cook it. So this is meat, lamb, so we want to get it tender. And partly cooked. And then we're going to probably put it into the oven. Is that right? The conventional oven. So we're just going to cook the meat until it's partly tender, not fully tender. So probably 80% I would say would be cooked in this. So everything is mixed well in this pressure cooker, and let's see what's next. I'm sorry, everything is mixed well and kept aside in this pressure cooker. So just draining a little bit of juices left in this, and we're gonna add this back into this so that we just don't let go anything waste. Every bit of it is spicy, so it would add to the taste, and it would smell and taste really good. We don't wanna miss any small drop of it. So let's see what's next. We're gonna pressure cook it? Okay. So we still have the heat set to 3 on the stove. So look at this, how it looks like. This is all of the, and now the heat's being put to 6. Okay, so are we going to do something next, or are you going to wait this to heat it up, or what would be the next step? Okay, so we're just waiting for it to heat it up a little bit, and then we're going to place this lid.
2, 3 whistles, 3, 4
where's
whistles.
the lid? Okay, we're going to place a lid on top of it and keep it for pressure cooking. See the lid? Okay, we're gonna use this lid. It's the pressure cooker lid. That's we're gonna place it on top of this after a couple of minutes so that we can pressure cook it. It also has a gasket in case nobody knows what, in case somebody doesn't know what a pressure cooker is, or so it comes with a gasket. We need that so that the meat cooks tenderly up to 80%. Probably this is a basic thumb rule. Cook it for 2 to 3 whistles later, or 4 whistles, and we are good to go. After then we're gonna remove this. So let's wait to get this completely cooked for 4 whistles, and this would just blow 4 times like a steam engine of a train. It sounds fancy in the kitchen, sounds good. Okay, anyways, so let's wait and watch what's gonna happen next. That's it. Okay, so here we have finely chopped coriander leaves. I get the clarity on the camera. Okay, this is coriander, finely chopped. And then we have green chilies, finely chopped. And to this, we are about to add a little bit of salt, half a teaspoon of salt. And is that enough or too much? Enough. Alright. So then we need that, and we need this. We need these 2 things. We will show you later when we need this, for what purpose. But we need to do this and keep it aside. So that's one more step. So the next step is that we take some rice. How much rice is this?
1 kg anko rice. 1 kg mutton, 1 kg rice.
Okay, so nearly a kilogram or 2 pounds of rice. You can take it from 750 grams to 1,000 grams, basically about a pound and a half to 2 pounds of rice. Take this rice, this is Indian basmati rice, and you soak this in water. Meanwhile, something's going on, let me cover that. So this is
rice, boil it, oil, water, boil it.
This is water for the rice. It's being boiled, as you can see the steam going up. And what's been added to this?
Bay leaf,
ginger garlic paste, and cinnamon, cloves, cumin seeds that we saw that we saw before, and a few more cardamom pods, all of them being added to this boiling water. Let me repeat this once again. So this is hot water, it's boiling, and we have added what? Ginger garlic paste? Half spoon
water. Ginger garlic paste.
Half teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. What else was added? Turmeric, salt? Nothing?
No.
And what else? Salt, yeah. And the spices, ginger garlic paste, water and salt. That's it? Okay, folks, let me repeat it. This is hot boiling water. To that was added the half teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, and we saw spices added. I'll come to the spices again. And this is 2 teaspoons of salt, and 3 teaspoons of salt, 2 to 3 bay leaves for a good aroma, some cinnamon sticks there, some cardamom pods, and the remaining whole cloves. All of them added to this mixture, and you see it's boiling, and this is rare, so it's about 7. And we have soaked this basmati rice earlier, and we kept it aside, and you can see the rice a bit wet, moisture. There's a little bit sticky, so that's about how much percent cooked? Okay, so okay. So this is the rice cooker that we are using. To that we are adding the soaked rice. We are adding the water first to this. Okay, so let's see, watch this. We are adding the soaked rice into this rice cooker. Okay, so once we add this rice, soaked rice to this, now we are taking this huge task of taking this boiled water and very carefully adding it into this. Very carefully adding into this rice, all of this mixture. And we are mixing it, and then you see that we are plugging it back into the rice cooker. Just a minute. We're trying to taste it and check if taste is okay or not. I think what we're looking for here is should it look okay. So mom checked this rice, this water drip, this water on we're taking it in our hand. I think she needs more salt, so more salt is being added. So it depends, folks. Whoever is trying to do it, make sure that you use your judgment to add salt to this. So this is being prepared for 4 to 5 people, and so this is a large cooker, so I'm gonna make sure that it comes to warm. So that's it. This pressure cooker into this rice cooker, and let the rice cook properly and until it's fluffy and floury. Look at this. This is how we want the rice to come out as. I mean, that's gonna add a lot of taste to this. Coming back to the earlier mutton that was being cooked, or the meat, lamb or goat, whatever meat you'd like to use. We are using goat meat, which we call mutton. And look at it, how nice it becomes, nice and cooked. I think that we waited for 4 whistles on this cooker, 5 whistles, correction, 5 whistles. And then look at it, all the gravy from the meat floats on top, which is basically its own meat's oil along with the vegetable oil, floats on top. All the green chilies and the spices and the bay leaves look excellent, and it smells very good. The aroma is really good. Alright, so that's the mutton that was cooked. for about how many minutes roughly? 20 minutes? I think mom is just trying to squeeze a piece and make sure that it's, and let us do the testing. Let Amma do the testing, or let's see how it came out. Okay, look at this. Hold on, let me watch it. Let people watch it. Okay. What do you want to how do you test it? Okay, you want to just press it on top, just like this, and see that it is juicy and tender, and when you put your finger, it should be tender. So that's it. That's the test. Okay, let's go to the next step. Then we have some things here which you want to note it down. We have lime juice, right? 4 limes. That's the juice from 4 limes, freshly squeezed. 4 limes, coriander leaves, freshly chopped, green chilies with salt added, as we showed before. So these are the 3 things. Okay, let's see what's next. Okay, I think. So once you see the mutton in that state, or whatever meat you want to use, lamb in that taste, you take the previously golden brown onions that we have here that were partly used. This is going to be used for layering, and so let's see what's next. So we have the cooked mutton to the level that we showed you earlier. That's how it looks. We have all of these ingredients, and we have the cooked rice. So we have come through all of these steps. Now see what's going to happen. Okay, so we have this aluminium dish, whatever you want to call it, the aluminium foil dish. Then you apply the oil from the cooked meat, or you can use vegetable oil separate, or you can use the ghee that's being sold. It's like butter. You grease it up to the aluminium foil. Aluminium dish, I'm sorry, it's not the foil. And then aluminium tray.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. So I'm not much of a cook, so I'm trying to do stuff. So this is the aluminium tray. You put all of the oil. Mom's just used the oil from here, excessive oil, instead of using extra oil. So okay, so here we have the rice. I think the. So what's next? Let's see. Taking each layer of rice to this, then you add it to this tray. Spread it across evenly. Spread it evenly, and don't fill it all. Remember, we just only want to fill it up to about an inch. If that's the first layer of rice we want to put.
No.
And then take 1 layer of this cooked mutton, add it to this, layer by layer. That's the trick. Okay, so that's the layer that went on top of the rice, and then on top of that you have your
Green chili.
You have your 4 things on the plate that we showed you earlier. You add these, spread these, sprinkle basically these green chilies. That's what's being spread right now, sprinkled. And then you spread across 1 teaspoon, 2 second teaspoon of lime juice, and a 3rd one. Alright, just spread all of this lime juice evenly. This is for the first layer. And then you add the coriander leaves and you spread it or you sprinkle it. I mean, most of you might like sprinkling stuff, like you sprinkle chocolate chips on the chocolate cake, just like that. And then you add the fried brown onions that we have shown you earlier how to do it. Then up to about a layer. Okay, so make sure it looks like this. This is how the rice on top of the meat on top of the rice, and on top of the meat you have the sprinkled coriander leaves, the sprinkled green chilies here, the small green chilies all over, and then you have the golden brown onions. Okay, so next we go for the next step. That's the next layer, as you hear from the background. Okay, so that's the second layer of rice going on top. It's quite interesting. People who have not done it or maybe doing it for the first time, you would enjoy doing it. So I would recommend trying this when you have a good amount of time and you have a good appetite to eat something spicy. Go for this. You know, it's the best dish. Once you're hooked forever. So I would say that for sure. Yes, people who love spicy food should go for this kind of stuff. Try it out. Okay, so that's the second layer going on top of rice. Second layer of rice. Okay, as you can see, the tray is getting full, more than half, and almost the rice is also getting empty from the rice cooker. So you've added the second layer of rice on top of the other layer of meat that we had, and then this is the mutton that we will be adding a little bit later. So I think you can use your judgment on how much you want to add rice at this point, because the amount of rice left here is a bit less, so I think the second layer is a bit thicker. Okay, I think I'll skip what I was about to say. Alright, so I think we're done here. We have also started the oven. We have preset it to, there we go, we just saw the oven cycle heated up to 375 degrees, and we have the oven ready. I think we're gonna place this layer of, just let me show you the thickness of this tray here. It's about 2 inches, 2.5 inches depth, and then we're gonna add it to the conventional oven. Okay, so here we are. We have emptied the rice ball completely and placed it on top of the second layer of the meat that we just added, and this is how the thickness of the aluminium tray looks like, and this is how it looks like filled. It's full, and then now we are going to add what we call is the aluminium foil on top of this to cover on top of it. Okay, let's add that. Add this biryani mix into this oven, and we are gonna keep it for 20-25 minutes. And we're gonna shut down this oven, and then we are ready to take it out and serve it. So this is the final outcome of the biryani. Now it's 20 minutes past how much ever time we have. 20 minutes spent in the conventional oven, and this is how final output looks like. So looks great. Let's serve it on a plate and look at it. ఇస్తున్నాను వీడియో జస్ట్ ఇన్ కేస్ ఇది మనం డిలీట్ చేస్తాం. It's good to mix this gently, so that all the layers, although cooked, should be mixed from top to down. I'm sure you cannot stop too.